Shikshanjali works on the basis of socio-emotional learning, the SEL concept, which is something that if you look at our education structure, it's something that we start to teach in B schools and, much later in life. But with all that's happening in the world, we've realized that the children are the ones who actually need the knowledge, they need the resilience, they need to learn this early in life, because by the time they hit teenage, they already have too much baggage for them to work on. So working in the education field, we realize that though we have a lot of information, we have knowledge, our teachers are trained to impart that knowledge, what is actually missing is that connect that classes, schools have, that classrooms need to have, that children need to get. They need to get that emotional quotient in place now before it becomes too late. And whatever they imbibe actually stays with them if the emotional quotient really picks up. So doing that research, we found Dalai Lama's SEL as well, the Socio-Emotional Ethical Learning Structure. We found a lot of other things that the world seemed to be doing, but it wasn't available in India. So we started to contextualize that, and we realized that this is a space that is missing. And then Shikshanjali was kind of formally established, and we started to create curriculum around it and train teachers to be able to teach it. So it's just based on the socio-emotional learning, and we use the basis of empathy. So everything that we work around, whether it's teachers, whether it's a school administration, whether it's students, whether it's imparting knowledge, whether it's conversation, it all works around the area of empathy. So that's how actually Shikshanjali came into being. I mean, we just were working in education and we found the gaps, and researching and trying to fill in the gaps created Shikshanjali.
Let me begin a little bit about CMCA first. CMCA, it stands for Children's Movement for Civic Awareness. We are a 20-year-old non-profit organization that pioneers in citizenship education in India. And our mission is actually to transform young Indians into concerned, thinking and active citizens for an inclusive and sustainable India. So that's the long and short of it. And as far as my journey with CMCA, so I quit my corporate career after a good 12 to 13 years of a roller coaster ride, and spent another 6 years experimenting with education through different lenses. So in common parlance, I may say that CMCA is destiny's child, but I do believe that when you're really passionate about something, you also start attracting it in the environment. And this is how actually it happened, So after very high-strung jobs causing health issues and putting mental wellness, as a last priority, CMCA initially, I can say it was more like a rehabilitation first. It truly told me that work can be done efficiently without shouting and screaming and someone always being on top of your head threatening you.
Wow, that sounds absolutely.
At the moment, the funders and the doers have got a huge misconnect, because the funders have never been in the field and the doers have most probably never been in the position of having to answer to a CA or whatever. So there is a disconnect. But with these children, the fact that they actually get out there and they break boundaries of their own, they move out of their comfort zone, it's inspiring to see. Let me tell you, when this year also, the batch that had come, they were working on a monitoring format for the government schools. So they had to go into the field. It was peak summer, and they went into the government school, and the government school had no fan, and children were sitting on the ground as usual. And all of us and the students were feeling so hot. It was like, Arey pankha, how much does a fan cost? Why can't we get a fan for? And I said, we've been here only half an hour. These kids sit here for 6 hours every day, and the teachers. And without a fan in that heat, one fan doesn't cost anything, but there's so many classrooms and there's so many government schools. So if you really put it together, it's a lot. And they'll go fat in 2 years, and then again you're going to need somebody has to constantly be funding that. So how do you do that? That was an eye-opener for them, just that much. Just being there was an eye-opener. So the fact that you all do this experientially rather than sit in a classroom and study case studies and best practices and whatever is something that I think is fantastic, and everybody should do it. Because what you get firsthand, you do not get from the best case scenarios and studying your case studies and being able to crack an exam. It doesn't come. Also, they really want to do, that youth time is the time when they really want to do. So when they are inspired to do, they come up with some fantastic solutions. We are used to doing things in a particular way, and we've done it so many times, and it becomes like routine. But they come up with really good, like we want social media help or something, they'll have new ideas, So it's having them on board is like fresh energy every year. There's the new people, new ideas, new Josh. Everything is like, it becomes new again. So it just keeps you inspired and keeps you moving. So I think it's a wonderful thing to connect us with the students of SOIL, and the students of SOIL are very inspired. So whatever you all do at back end before you send them to us works.
One thing is, what I can say is the initiative that they take. They're full of life, they're very vibrant. And a very standard thing I've been noticing now is their flexibility and agility to adapt. And not brood over, what did not happen, or they just quickly move on. They're always hungry to do more, always waiting to dive in, full of ideas, and they're always ready to help you out with any issue that you may be facing. So another thing that that I see that they develop during the course of the training at SOIL is also the art of communication. Agreeing to disagree and disagreeing to agree. And somewhere, growing up, and I mean personally also, I have always had this very severe dislike for sycophancy. And especially in these young entrepreneurs, or not entrepreneurs, but young students who are training to be managers or who are training to go out in the corporate world. But SOIL students I've seen are very far away from it, and it's a big thing. And I feel that it is only inculcated in a very democratic environment. So I think it really speaks a lot about the institute itself.